Ahoy there, Wastelander! The name is Ezra, and I am the overseer around these parts. Quite a handsome one at that as well. This is my friend and close confidant, Nellie. Forgive her if she doesn't shake hands. And this is Shin. He's my father. Oh, when I was a lad, he abandoned me to go off drinking out in the waste. But now he's back in my life. Just like that. But that's okay though, because I forgive him. Maybe. And finally, this is our vault, our sanctuary. One that we're creating to capture and preserve the culture and purity of pre-war America, before those damned commies started dropping bombs on God's favorite nation. No need to cope and seethe, Europeans. We're all living in an irradiated hell now anyways. Now then, moving to the meat and potatoes of today's episode. We do have plenty of room for our current populace of 3 people, including myself obviously, but we plan on creating a utopia here, so we are in need of some pretty major expansions. Funny enough, our first expansion is not going to be a physical one, but an intellectual, educational one. We need to educate ourselves on the General Atomics reactors technology so that we can power our vault from the inside with the power of nuclear fusion. Obviously, such a powerful power generator is going to need a place of its own, so we are going to be mining out a significant roadway that leads to the end of the vault, where we are going to be building a facility to house all of the power generators that we plan on using. Which is probably going to be, I don't know, a lot. It really just depends on how big we end up creating the vault, I suppose, as well as how many electronics and production facilities that we end up using and creating for our little under-the-mountain city. That's really going to depend on how much power we need. Although these reactors create a lot of power, so we'll still have plenty of room. Now, as I briefly mentioned, as of this very moment, I plan for the reactor room to be at the very tail end of our city and vault. The yellow area that you're seeing right now will be functioning as the residential part of our city, homes, diners, movie theaters, etc. The green will be focused more on the industrial needs, such as storage, workshops, mining, so on and so on, with the 2 districts blending together in the middle here near the road. Now, I did say as of right now, and that's because I tend to change my mind quite often and contradict myself often as well. But as for right now, that is the plan. Thankfully, by the time I got done yapping, we had finished up our research. Now the only thing holding us back is our resources. We need some plasteel, advanced components, and I think we have enough components, but we'll get some extra just in case. Until then, though, we are going to build yet another temporary solar panel to help us out with our power generation needs. Thanks to that little boost of electricity, as well as our standard issue Voltec V-Tab machine, we can fabricate our own components from steel. But as for the other resources, we'll still need to find them or purchase them. But who will take on this grand adventure and travel? Why, Nellie, of course. We'll be sending her out with a fat stack of caps and also some silver. With this, she'll be able to purchase the resources we need. Or, if they don't have them, she'll be able to purchase some armor, that way she can safely search some nearby wreckage, debris, or something like that for the resources that we require. A little bit of a spoiler alert though, after we arrived at a nearby wasteland town, they actually did have plasteel, uranium, and advanced components, so we won't be needing to buy any armor or anything at the moment. However, you'll note that I did say, for the moment. Anyhow, though, Nellie would arrive back home and drop off the resources that we needed, and we wasted absolutely 0 time building our very first General Atomics nuclear reactor. Shoo-wee, ain't she a beauty? Say, anybody else feel like, static in their eyeballs? No? Maybe I'm standing too close to it. We would immediately start bringing down our batteries here, and once we get some advanced batteries, we'll be really cooking with grease. Or in this case, uranium, I suppose. Anywho, though, as you'll notice, we do have 6 spots for reactors. Like I said, plenty of room. Now that we have a lot of electricity being generated, we are free to expand any which way that we choose. And in this case, we are going to be expanding into more of our industrial side of the city, as I had previously discussed earlier on, with a great big workshop. Realistically, as for right now though, it is going to be nothing more than a stone cutting workshop, but eventually I hope to either use it as a great big storage room or somewhere where we have some factory tools, things like that, where our folks will be going to work in their day-to-day lives, serving America and serving the vault. The reason it's only for stone cutting right now is because we currently and will continue to have a great big supply of slate chunks as we continue mining out the city. In the name of self-sustainment, these stone blocks will be used as a replacement for wood and steel when it comes to everyday items such as furniture, bathroom facilities, pipes, so on and so on. Other than our atomic reactor, this is really our first big step towards self-sustainment. So far, so good, though I will say we should really put some exterior plating on the outside of these walls to keep our vault impregnable. Heading back to the end of the city, though, towards our new reactor setup, we are actually going to be mining out a spot so that we can go about growing our own food. Well, 4 spots to be exact. These are going to be our greenhouses. And this area is going to be responsible for feeding our entire population. So obviously we have to make sure there's plenty of growing room for plenty of food. I gotta tell you though, all this mining is incredibly boring and even more incredibly slow. I wish we had some help. You know, our ancestors dug these vaults, so perhaps our pre-war precursors may have the secret to what we need to assist us with mining out this vault. They were incredibly perfect and smart after all. Let's see. Pre-war. What could they have used? What would any self-respecting nuclear family of the time had possessed? Ah, I know. A baby! No, that's not it. Babies can't mine stone. Well, not right away at least. Perhaps a dog? No. Dogs are worse at mining than babies, I think. Wait a second. Every family always had a robot. Yes, that's it, robot. Indeed, just as our ancestors all those hundreds of years ago, we shall use our inherited robotic remnants to build our perfect city. Thankfully, Nellie already has basic knowledge of Robco circuitry, so we won't have to derail too much to start on our robotic workforce. Anything more advanced, though, like Assaultrons, Sentry Bots, things of that nature, we'll have to educate ourselves a bit better. Thankfully, the type of robot that we're looking to create doesn't require all that many resources, just a basic, simple core for its personality, quote-unquote, and then a bit of steel. As you can see, we are going to be making Utilitrons, a variant of the standard Protectron, specifically a variant that specializes in mining, just what we need. We shoved all the required ingredients and resources into the gestator, and now we just have to wait a few days before the gestator creates our little mining machine. Well, that's fine. We still have quite a few days before our little mining project would even be close to done anyhow. As we were working on it though, after a few days we did get our Utilitron, who quickly joined us in the fray, hacking and drilling and smashing against stone all day long. Now that's the type of red-blooded patriotic work ethic that we need. If only we had more like Utilitron 1. I suppose he's going to need a name if any of you fine folks would like to leave some suggestions in the comment section. Thank you. With these areas mined out, the hard part is finally over with. Now we're going to be using slate blocks to build some planter boxes for our greenhouses. The first thing that we're going to be growing is some potato plants. And I'm not talking about your standard, pathetic, irradiated, shriveled up potato plant from after the bombs fell. I'm talking about some actual potatoes. Big, plump, and maybe not juicy, but delicious. My oh my, a Utilitron to do our work automatically, a General Atomics reactor to power our city, and potatoes galore. Could things get any better? I don't know, but they could definitely get worse. It would seem that we're under attack. By a ghoul, no less. wearing power armor. Ah, wait, yes, I remember tale of Sharp, the filthy ghoul raider king. Word has it, he and his merry band of murderers had a bit of a civil war among their ranks, after he lost an entire squad of men to a group of well-armed super mutants. Ha, imagine getting beaten by such stupid creatures. Poor fool and what's left of his people have come to die at our door, it would seem. Well, now they do outnumber us, so it's best if we go ahead and work on a few minor defenses like some spike traps, I think. These are long overdue anyhow. We managed to get them done just in time. They are on their way to kill us. Now we are setting up a little bit of an ambush. I'm hoping that they actually get hit by our spike traps, but whether or not that's going to work, I have no idea. I'm actually going to set up Nelly and Shin here with myself out wide in the open, hoping to hit them with grenades. It would seem that they have encountered some insectoids, some mutated bugs on their way to fight with us, and they have been ambushed. This could be a good time to attack them, but I'm actually going to stay our ground up here. We're going to hold our ground, as by the time we get down here, they'll have killed most of the bugs, even though they will be injured. Oh, thank God for mutated beast of the wasteland. This person is dead. We actually might have been able to come down here and finish... Oh, no, and of course not. Oh, they're going to finish off the hive. Well, you are fools for doing that, my friends, because we will now be able to easily kill you. Or at least maim you and mutilate you and down to the point that we could kill you. These two are very badly injured, being cut and bruised all to hell. Same with this lady, or guy, I guess. Sharp, on the other hand, with his great big armor and bionics, is barely all that injured. Now, if we're lucky, we might be able to time a good grenade throw to hit him. How about he might hit some of those traps now? Go, go, go. Alright, swap to the pistol, and we are running inside. I am not going to take him on head on because that would be a death sentence. Oh, and we still missed, though. The grenade still missed. Alright, everybody inside. Go, go, go. If we're fast enough, the door might close in time. Stand right here and blast him. We're going to have to keep shooting him to keep him back from the door so it can close. Oh, man. He's getting pretty close. Come on, come on. Shut, shut, shut. Oh, please, come on. Come on, door, please. Oh, God. Oh, God, come on. Oh, God. Alright, he's in. He's in here. Damn. Yeah, we're just gonna have to fight him now. I didn't want to have to do that, but thinking the utilitron could keep him distracted. As badly as I don't want to, these frag grenades might be our saving grace. Oh, that's right on top of the utilitron, though. Sorry, buddy. I had to. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, pal. All right, everybody move. Get back outside. Go, go, go. Get away from him. Immediately get away from him. Headshots are great if we could keep those going. Oh, no. We need to move. Oh, we took that person down. That raider. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Be careful, be careful. Another. Oh, all right. Well, put out this fire. I don't need a great big fire to have to deal with. He's awful slow right now, so we might be fine. Okay. Come up this way. Absolutely diabolically strong, I might add. We got another headshot in. He'll be dead in 10 hours. This person, Hank, because we've killed all the other people. This might seem like a dumb thing to do, but Hank here does seem to be a pure human, so we could capture Hank as our prisoner. Grab Hank, come up this way, and we're going to start tending to him immediately. All the while, we're going to be blasting Sharp and hopefully killing him. I just don't want Hank around him, but I don't want Hank to bleed out either. This could be a good time for a grenade. Throw it here. And now... Oh, okay. Whoa, no, 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 no. It's gonna happen anyways. Dang it. We almost destroyed that recharger rifle. Sharp is alive, though. I am recording this right now, this clip that you're seeing. Start tending to him. Before the first episode has went live, and I bring that up because I've yet to see what your opinions are on us keeping slaves. We will be capturing Sharp, and then I'll see your opinions in the comment section on the first episode, and then I'll make my decision. Sorry to break the fourth wall on you. Looks like we have Hank, though, who is doing pretty well. He's very injured, but I don't think he's going to die on us. Now, the interesting thing about Sharp, though, even if we don't keep slaves, we could, theoretically, with enough medicine, take some of these bionics from him to fix up our own soldiers. That could be something interesting to do. Everyone else, though, Raider-wise, I think is dead. Our Utilitron is actually not dead. I thought for sure the little guy would die, although he lost his right leg and his right mechanical claw. He's very damaged, but he is alive. Wow, he's a real little trooper, huh? We need to do some repairs to him. Okay, but we also have some weaponry, so we got 369 caps from that. We have a 12.7 millimeter SMG steel machete, a recharger rifle. First energy weapon featuring a microfusion breeder. It replenishes its ammunition automatically. No reloading, so it shoots much faster. And we also, of course, holy shit, U.S. Army Winter T60 power armor. Worn by a filthy ghoul, but still, one of us could wear it. We do need to kind of set up teams of people who will be going out into the wasteland and doing adventuring. Nellie has a really good shooting skill, so I think she would probably be more fit for that, at least at the moment, until we get a true adventurer who can take on that role. I was desperately hoping that this would close in time and we wouldn't have to deal with Sharp, but I guess that wasn't the case. Anyhow, though, new weapons, new armor, brand spanking new armor, caps, we've got it all, and a new potential vault person, if we can get them recruited. Hank, being a pure human, what are you doing with these filthy, damned raiders? The wasteland has put some horrible ideas in your head, son. We also need to go about deconstructing old pre-war chunks to get some resources. We'll also collect these weapons down here. And since the mutated gigantic bugs are not a problem anymore, we'll go ahead and harvest their jelly too. It's a very good thing they went down there to attack those bugs first. I'm glad that they got intercepted or a bit occupied with them. We do need as well, I don't think we have one yet, a corpse pile, and we're gonna take that off the home zone. Not that you asked for it, but a little pro tip for you: take that off the home zone, otherwise your people will try to go up there and clean, and if that happens, they'll constantly see corpses, they'll get rot, the lung rot in their lungs. It's all a horrible ordeal. I do need to figure out where we're going to be putting people, though. We could toss Sharp and Hank in the spare room that we have here. So we'll go ahead and capture Hank and Sharp, and we'll get them both inside. We'll start working on recruiting Hank, and as for Sharp, we'll figure something out. We also want to strip Hank, though, because he has some decent armor, looks like. Now, I'm not really interested in, like, the Blastmaster armor, although we could use it for adventurers, so maybe we will keep it. Stuff like the modular combat armor helmet, though, would be quite useful. I'd actually give that to Nellie as we speak, as well as the waist leather backpack. Now, backpacks are great, and I've went over this in a few of my Fallout series, but they actually increase your carrying capacity by plus 40 kilograms, which is amazing, so that's something we should look into doing for all of our people who are going to be out in the wasteland as well. My father seems to be wearing the power armor. That's okay for now, I guess. Alright though, we are going to get everything cleaned up. We're going to attend to our Utilitron, and we are going to start talking to our guest here. And we are going to continue expanding our vault and building our utopia. Don't worry though, my little friend. As I mentioned, we will get you repaired right away, because we won't have a utopia without our little workers, now will we? That's right, little buddy. Suck up all the juice you can, because we have a great big project ahead of us, as you can see. We're going to be moving a lot of stone, a lot of mountain to the western part of the city, where we're going to be expanding to this time. We're going to be moving so much, in fact, I thought it might be a good idea for us to go ahead and start assembling yet another Utilitron to help us, as well as Utilitron 1 out. We came awful close to digging a little too close to the edge, which would have caused me to not be able to cover up the massive tunnel that we had made without dev mode. As you can see here, my planning line that I had made to avoid that from happening, of course. We could have compromised our whole damn vault with that one little mistake, as this also would have meant raids could come from this area if they were to dig their own tunnel. Thankfully, none of it happened, though. And with all the new space that we're digging out, we decided to work on a prison first and foremost. As in the very near future, we hope to capture quite a few more pure humans to add to our community if possible. A nicer and more proper prison will also help us with recruiting Hank much faster as well. You may notice that I did take out the main doors to both of the larger cells for our 4 prisoners on either side. The reason for this is so that they can all share the same area and they can all come out into their little cantina here to eat anytime that they so choose. This does increase the chance that they might all plot against us and have a great big escape, but we'll deal with that if it comes. And then after that, we're going to be working on the residential portion of the city once more, adding in 2 new little houses. Now, I don't want these areas to just be these square or rectangular houses. I actually want to add in some stuff that you might see throughout a city, like a nice little patio garden area, which is what we're going to be working on here in front of these 2 new houses. Funny enough, I really only did research into advanced lighting so that I could build outdoor lamps for this area. But, apparently they cannot be placed under a roof because they're too tall, which is a shame. Not to worry though, as I had another plan. Thanks to another mod that we have as part of the mod list, which you can find in the video description of every video if you would be interested in that, we were able to build some other outdoor lamps that only cost us a few caps. Now this is a community patio area to enjoy nature, or what little nature we have in the vault at the moment. And to be honest with you, I think this area really encompasses the vibe and feeling I want for our community as a whole. That old world charm and dapper swagger, as the old-timers used to say. Not only is it great for sitting around with good company, but it's also the perfect place for a good old heart-to-heart with my daddy to find out why he abandoned me as a small boy. Okay, Dad, you had better start convincing me why you get to stick around. Well, while me and Daddy are having ourselves a little heart-to-heart, it would seem that Hank has joined us. It's about damn time you learned to be on the right side of history, buddy. We are rebuilding America, one under the mountain city at a time. Welcome aboard. Yes, of course you get your razor again, just don't cut anybody. Hank here is pretty good at shooting, and that's really about it. Although he can learn crafting, and he can also help us with research, so that's why he's very important. He's also a pure human. You don't come across too many of them. Now then, with that recruitment out of the way, it's time for a bit more expansion this time around. Just under our great big stone cutting workshop, we are going to be building an even, well, maybe not as big of a storage room, but still a decent sized one. One that will be perfect for all of the workshop materials, resources, and anything and everything else that we plan on storing here. Yet another addition onto the industrial part of the vault. Our expanding has been amazing and expeditious, but the growth of our populace? Not so much, I'm afraid. Not to worry, as I always have a plan. Non-lethal weapon research, the perfect project for helping us acquire more vault dwellers, without slaughtering them like the common Brahmin. As I mentioned, you really don't run across all that many pure humans, but when you do, if they're raiders and they're trying to kill you, you normally end up putting a bullet between their eyes. With non-lethal weapons like dart guns, that is no longer the case. We'll be able to subdue them, take them back home safely, and recruit them as proper vault-dwelling folk. However, this research does require the prerequisite of gunsmithing, as you might imagine, and we haven't even begun researching machining. So, that is going to be our current project, and we are going to be headed straight for non-lethal weapons. And I'm even going to be taking Nellie off of research duty, as she, in the power armor that we acquired from Sharp, and the combat armor helmet that we acquired from Hank, is going to be going out into the wasteland to find us a few more materials and resources that we require. Godspeed, our little adventurer, Godspeed. I thought Nellie would also be perfect for this job, since she was also previously a raider, and quite the wasteland adventurer, it would seem. And because she's the only one of us with a decent shooting and melee stat, we are going to be sending her off a little bit to the southwest at an ancient chem fuel refinery. Now, I realize that initial viewing, it doesn't look all that promising, but we're not after what's on the outside, necessarily. We're more of looking for what's on the inside. Places like these have stood the test of time since the old world, and that normally means that many raiders haven't been able to get inside. Whether that's the case here or not is yet to be seen, since the skeletons seem to still have their old raggedy armor, and there is an assault rifle here. Something tells me that raiders have not come through the area, but I think I'll be taking that rifle for myself. So we have the refinery oh, I already hear things. I hear guns going off in there. Probably not the best sign. There's a good chance there might be some raiders. Let's eat our... Oh, actually, it sounds like a robot of sorts. It sounds like melee combat. We gotta be careful. I don't see anything around here, but let's go ahead and go in. Whoa, what is... Okay, so we got Protectrons. Is that a raider? Oh, ow, 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 ow. Move, move, move. Hold it open. Go, go, go. Stupid Protectron. Gee, is that a Protectron? Yes. It has a shotgun. This will allow us to shoot at it easier. I don't know why that won't stay open. That's okay. How about this? You dirty bastard. Move, 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 and we are good. Is this a raider? Oh, Scaria infected. Is this a... Oh, I think these are ghouls. Feral ghouls. That makes sense, because they have a Scaria infection, so they basically are like zombies. Yeah, I think these are feral ghouls. That makes more sense. We have a little bit of gold, we have some uranium, and we have yum deviled eggs right here in the hallway, okay? I hear electricity down here. Let's hold this open. Oh, whoa, careful! Oh, that might be bad. What's going on in here? Got a lot of chem fuel. We've got... Two? Are you feral? This one's using a knife. Yes, they are both feral ghouls, which is interesting because this one's using a weapon. Not exactly what I would expect. We've got the refineries here. I think this is what's making the noise. We've got dead soldiers. Ooh, and we can open a crate. Anything else? We've got plenty of mining charges. Oh, we do have some canisters for fuel, though, that we can also take back with us, along with these, assuming this bullet, which is trailing... Oh my god, be careful. Okay, stop. We have to be very careful, because if we set off one of these charges... Let's see if we can lead him into the hallway. If we set off one of these charges, basically the whole place is going to blow, and I don't want that to happen. This new assault rifle is pretty darn good, though. Much better than the pipe one that we were using. Oh, and you dropped something. A pipe revolver. Now, feral ghouls are worse than other ghouls. Just as irradiated, well actually more so irradiated, but just as disgusting and unpure, unclean is what I meant to say. There we go. And I don't hear any other Protectrons, but there is a gun going off somewhere, so maybe... Oh, this one is back up. I'm gonna try to kill these ghouls, and that way we'll be clear to go about finding stuff in here. Oh, here we go. Okay, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Let's finish you off. I don't need you getting back up and attacking me. A quick little blade in the brain stem. Can I shut these machines down? Okay, so I stopped them from making so much damn noise now. They're still offline. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, something's attacking that... Oh, a door. Feral ghoul. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Move, move, move. Get away from me, you disgusting creature. We gotta be careful with melee combat, but I'm going to attempt it. We are wearing power armor. There it is. Finish him off. There we go. All right. Moving right along. There's another one in here. A dead one. We have a dead person. I'm going to come in here and finish him off. Oh, wait, though. There's ancient unstable fuel nodes. We have to be very careful about coming near those. I do want those caps, though, if I can help it. Let's pick those up. Okay. I'm gonna kill the feral ghoul so he too does not set these off. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't already. The only other thing in here though are the chem fuel canisters. I don't see anything else. Not that chem fuel isn't useful, it is. And it's something I'd like to have, but I'd like to also maybe find something else. Very careful. Tiptoe, tiptoe. We've got 2 more rooms here. Okay. Protectron. And we have medicine pallet and meals. Okay. Let's take cover here so we can shoot at the Protectron. I think we can use grenades without blowing anything up. They should be empty. Yeah, that was pretty good. Grenades are a godsend in this. Oh, shit. We got a headshot. He got a headshot on us. Let's kill this dirty bastard first. He's really taking these grenades. There we go. Damn. A scattered gun shot right to the face, but thankfully you are a-okay. Yeah, let's tend to ourselves. Yeah, that is not good. Get that tended to, and then, I guess we'll crack some of this stuff open, but first I'm gonna check this room. There could be more feral ghouls or protectrons in there. Alrighty, let's see what's in here. Nothing. Oh, advanced components and normal components. Now we're talking. I think that's the only thing that we can open in here. Dang, 3 advanced components and 4 normal components. Let's go ahead and open up these survival crates. So 13 survival meals and 17 medicine, just normal medicine, which is pretty darn good. We also have plasteel, 34 plasteel from the Protectrons, I think. That's not too bad. Oh yes, we still have this container I wanted to check out. Got a couple more soldiers in here, ancient soldiers looks like, with a 10mm pistol. What's in this? Whoa! A Masterwork Unique SMG. SMG of Justice. That's very American Army of the time. This weapon is engraved with a depiction of 10 eggplants. A willow tree in the upper part of the image seems to symbolize fellowship. The work is executed in a blocky style. Okay, well, it is masterwork. The art might not be for us, or for everyone, but that's still pretty cool, I guess. Alright, so, that being done, I'm going to use that, by the way, SMG. That's pretty darn good SMG. Let's go ahead and start opening up these containers. Now, the real question is, how much of this can we fit into the backpack? I really don't know. There are a lot of chunks around here that could be deconstructed for components. The steel, too, would be great, but we'll never be able to carry all that back with us. I could stay here and wait for backup to come to try to help me get some of this stuff. You know what? Before we open these containers, I'm going to break a hole in the wall, and the reason for that is because when these inevitably go off at some point, I want to ensure that there's a great big hole in the wall to stop us from burning to death. Let's go ahead and open them and see if that happens, because it will probably happen at some point. Not yet. We can deconstruct these. I wish so desperately after we claim these that we could take them back home with us, but oh well. I'll start deconstructing these, that way they don't have the opportunity to blow up on us. And then I'll open up more of these canisters for chem fuel. I'll see how much of this I can carry back, and I might end up setting up camp here, though, waiting on the others to arrive with some backpacks. I think we should have plenty enough cloth back at the base for backpacks, because look how many chunks are there on this? 12. I think what, they give you... God, I can't remember. 2 components per, so that's about 24 components or so, assuming we get 2 perfectly on every single one, which is not too bad. Now, something else worth mentioning, well, we don't currently have washing machines, but we could pretty easily get washing machines. I don't know. We always have the opportunity for more armor. I was going to say to strip some of these ancient corpses and get that combat armor, but is it really worth it? Yeah, let's check out and see how much of this we can actually carry home, though. You know what? Surprisingly, we can actually carry much more than I initially thought, although I haven't thrown in the food supplies and medicine, but oh, now I'm too heavy. So, oh shit, I'm way too heavy, okay. So with food, medicine, everything here, plasteel, uranium, advanced components, caps, everything, weapons, not even the switchblades though, the gold, and 5 mining charges, we are able to carry 26 chem fuel out of 740. Damn. And I'd even like to bring these protectrons back with us because I think, and if I don't, I'll add it to the mod list because I meant to, we should have a mod that allows us to resurrect them. So that would be great to bring them back with us as well. We are going to need some assistance though, so I think I'm going to throw together some backpacks for probably my father and Hank, and I'll send them out in the wasteland as the overseer, of course, my executive decision. So let's go ahead and work on that real quick. Before we send them out though, obviously, we want to go about making them some backpacks so that their carrying capacity is increased significantly. We're actually going to be doing some military bags. They require some additional resources like 20 steel per backpack, but that's quite alright as they increase the carrying capacity by 175 kilograms. Yeah, let that sink in. Quite a bit of weight, huh? My father and his amazing crafting skill would immediately begin whipping up a couple of these backpacks so that he and Hank could throw them on their shoulders and head on down towards the refinery. The journey would take a few days, as we well know, during which time we would end up finishing the research into machining and immediately started working on researching gunsmithing. It was going a little bit slow since it was just me working on it because everybody's gone doing the hard and dangerous work, but that's okay. In the meantime, Nellie, while waiting on the others to arrive, would immediately start deconstructing all of the ship chunks, the biofuel refineries, and other things. That way we could get all of the components that we could to take back with us. More bang for our buck, if you will. As we were tearing things apart for its components, those eventually our caravan had arrived, and it was finally time for the three of us to pack everything up into our backpacks and get the hell out of here before somebody finds us. Well, those three have really been doing us a big service this episode. Not only a service to our city, but to the United States of America as a whole, am I right? And best of all, I'm back home, safe and sound. Oh, great. Looks like we have more raiders coming to try to kill us. And best of all, they severely outnumber us because, well, it's just me. Well, Sharp, you irradiated dirty freak of nature, looks like the rescue wagon has arrived for you. As these rambunctious raiders made their grand approach, I began weighing my options. We're outnumbered, outgunned. What do we do? Listen, this might be a bit of a long shot. It might be a little bit crazy, but just try to stick with me here, okay? I've got a plan. Okay, I'm gonna go to the door, and I'm gonna lock my door. I'm inside of a vault. Why would I'll be fine. I highly doubt these dumb bastards have anything that could get them past that vault door. Worst case scenario, they might start beating on the walls, but I think we should be able to handle this. Told you we'd be fine, see? Indestructible. Sort of. They were far too busy accidentally blowing themselves up to notice that I was repairing the wall from the inside, and there was absolutely zero chance of them getting through. Luckily, they started bleeding out and freezing, so that was that. With the majority of their members lying out on the cold, hard, snowy ground about to die, the last guy ended up leaving. I think this was the guy throwing the dynamite. Now, one of these raiders was a pure human with some decent skills, so you already know we're going to capture them. The others were going to freeze to death after we ripped their clothing off of them. That way we could keep it from being tainted, as we'd like to recycle it into something more useful. Now they're going to freeze to death. Sharp, wake up, pal. Your rescue party has arrived. Here we are. I suppose you two already know each other, huh? We now have a new potential vault dweller. And as if things couldn't get any better, our little caravan of adventurers had finally returned home shortly thereafter, immediately going into the storage room to empty out everything that they had acquired on their travels. And it was thanks to their efforts and these resources we were able to build ourselves yet another atomic reactor. 2 for 2, baby. But nuclear fusion wasn't the oddest thing that we had been dabbling in. Apparently, Hank decided to pursue Nellie by making fun of her pubic hair. Yeah, what the I don't even... Perhaps the worst part of all, it apparently wooed her. Well, long nights in the lab, I guess you, I guess, I don't know, I guess you show each other that type of stuff. You know what, hell yeah, good for you two. I'm glad that you're together. We built them a double bed and now they're happily in love. Weirdos. I must say though, my friends, as this episode is coming to a close, we have quite a little Vault City in the works here, in the making, as one might even say, and yet we do not have a name for it, for this region, or for ourselves. Until now, we as a people and as a faction will be known as the United Vaults of America, and the region in which our home is will be known as Haven Point. These wonderful name suggestions come from our friends Lord Kal-El and the Iron Bull. One of them apparently randomly generated, and the other one, of course, more suited to our patriotic themes. Although I like Haven Point as well, simply because we're right in between the mountains here. Mountains are pointed, I don't know. Looks like you guys like it too, though. That being said, though, it doesn't exactly give us a number for our vault, now does it? If you guys would like to provide that in the comment section down below as well, with a good explanation or some lore as to why our vault is called that, canon or non-canon, I'd love to see those suggestions as well. Now then, before we end, we did finish up the research into gunsmithing, meaning that the last thing we have to do now is research some non-lethal weapons. That way we can start really getting our population increased. But my friends, I'm afraid that will be next episode. I will see you next time.